Vladimir Putin is pulling all the strings. At least this is according to MSNBC's Lawrence O'Donnell. He is a very liberal host, and he is alleging that the Russian president planned the Syrian chemical attacks, but wait for it, this is the best part, to help President Trump. Listen.
Wouldn't it be nice if it was just completely, totally, absolutely impossible to suspect that Vladimir Putin orchestrated what happened in Syria this week so that his friend in the White House could have a big night with missiles and all of the praise he's picked up over the last 24 hours.
I can't decide if she's nodding like, yeah, you're right, or wow, you really lost it this time. I can't tell what Rachel Maddow is thinking there. Here now is Hadley Heath Manning, Independent Women's Forum Senior Policy Analyst, and Steve Murphy, a Democratic strategist. Steve, it is a long way to go to say that Vladimir Putin would do this to prop up Donald Trump, to give him a nice big victory. Is that kooky talk?
Well, first of all, Vladimir Putin will do a lot of things that cost people's lives to further his own political, geopolitical interest or whatever.
But this is not that.
Let me finish. So I wouldn't put it past him. But But what I don't think is right is I don't think O'Donnell should be saying, he only said he suspected it. But it's irresponsible, I think. All things in the Middle East can be completely different than they appear to be. That's the norm for the region.
Right.
But I would keep your speculation to yourself on a matter like this. I don't think
Hadley,
it's appropriate for him to say that.
Yeah, it's not appropriate. I love the way he couched it, too, so that later when you went back and you read the exact wording, he said, wouldn't it be great if it were totally impossible to even suspect that this could be the case? So when he goes back through his triple negatives, he's like, I didn't say he did it. I said that it's sad we live in a world where you might suspect that this could actually be possible. I think that when people do this and they spin the conspiracy out, you just kind of undermine your own standing and credibility and anything else. What do you think, Hadley?
That's right. Well, certainly it's a complex situation in Syria and a convoluted wording from the host O'Donnell there. But what we have today is, unfortunately, the social media environment and the political environment. People want to reduce everything to a simple narrative, to fit it in a tweet, to make it fit with their worldview. And the fact of the matter is, this may not fit with the story that many Democrats want to believe, that the Trump administration is propped up by Russians and that there's a lot of coordination going on. Unfortunately, what we have in Syria is a dictator who's a force for evil, and the American public, 57% of them approve of the actions that President Trump took in response to the chemical attack. And this was a good, at least in terms of the president escaping some of the bad publicity he's faced on other issues, this was a good opportunity for him to be the strong leader that many people who voted for him want him to be.
Isn't that the problem? Because you're right, Vladimir Putin, I think, is capable of anything. We've seen that. But the problem is that Trump responding and now their relationship being icy totally blows up the idea that they were in cahoots and he's his puppet and this whole thing that the left has been riding on.
Well, hey, if O'Donnell was right, then that's exactly the way everybody would want it to appear, right? Except for he can't say that if he doesn't know it, if there isn't evidence for it. I just don't think that's responsible for somebody in his position to be doing.
Yeah. Hadley, the audience, though, that is watching that particular show that is so far left is happy to believe a lot of these things. I mean, somebody stopped me on the street over the weekend and repeated the theory to me. And of course, I hadn't watched that show, so I hadn't heard that one yet. And it was just sort of like, there is a group of people that watch the show, and the fringe exists on both sides, where they just want to go out and chase this crazy conspiracy theory. How does one deal with that?
Right. I mean, conspiracy theories thrive in an environment where we don't have all of the information, where speculation starts to become a theory, and people may not have facts to support their point of view, but they'll point out that, you can't disprove a conspiracy theory either. You can't prove it to be false. That's why it's a conspiracy theory. And so these sort of ideas thrive in this environment where Americans have become polarized. We seek out information that suits our own point of view, and we're not willing to wait for the facts.
Absolutely. Guys, thanks to both of you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.